S.U.V, Society of Ultimate Villainy, is the 8th episode, Transformers Animated, 2nd season, and 24th overall, originally airing in America, June 7th, 2008.
Ooh, isn't that the episode featuring Swindle?
Isn't the episode not featuring Swindle?
Cool. I haven't seen this episode in years. He's my favorite character. Let's watch it.
Episode begins. Might not be a great idea to have fire theming on your gas station. And it looks like the guy who made this billboard took the instructions, make it glow a little too serious. Nanosec is back, baby. The bots are right behind him, questioning how he's young again. And I guess because comic books, his gear wasn't just destroyed by the cops and they were just put in storage. B ignores the orders to flank him and just charges head on until he gets hit by a beam which causes him to fade and slow down. Optimus is mad, but hey, Tailgate's a different character. B ditches the crew to look for Nanosec himself. B apparently didn't know he had a police radio, despite scanning Fanzone's car. Angry Archer is stealing some TVs from the outdated Circuit City reference, as Professor Princess is blowing up an arcade in Dearborn, Michigan. Tetris, Mario Kart, Galaga reference. B gets keep getting slowed down each time, when we find out it's because some lady.
Call me Slow-Mo.
Her eyes look like our hands, which looks like her crystal. Kinda cute detail, you can hear like clocks ticking around her. And she's played by Tara.
This timepiece of mine can slow down anything electromechanical. You name it. Alarm systems, police cars, Autobots.
And despite wearing a veil and a beret, Tara Strong gives her like an old-timey movie star mid-Atlantic accent. Like that one detective in BoJack.
You know full well, once I become Baxter's bride, I'm trading boardrooms for bedrooms, watches for swatches, and deadlines for bedtimes. Why do you talk like that? We're from Fresno.
Slow-Mo gathered the other villains in the Watchtower from Power Rangers Time Force to explain that she used to work as a clockmaker until she found a special crystal which causes stuff to slow down. And she was the one that reversed the aging of Nanosec. She's apparently a big fan of Nanosec, Angry Archer, and Professor Princess, but not Prometheus Black, Headmaster, or What's-His-Face. When coming up names for their group, they try Fast and the Furious, Primetime, and the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. The show kind of forgets to add an evil laugh before we head to commercial. This is the last time we'll see the reporter guy. As the group were stealing stuff, PP stole some dollies, but what she was supposed to get was this kind of dolly. A cart is also acceptable, but some people call it a hand truck, and they are wrong. But then the group's surrounded, until Slow-Mo gets a call by a mysterious benefactor that gives them a Hummer. Good thing they also brought a booster seat for Professor Princess, and you gotta put on your seatbelts, it's still a kid's cartoon. Nanosec is the one that actually names the group after the episode's title, and a mysterious benefactor reveals that the van also has a cannon. And he sends the group to steal some more crap, and B and Sari are on their tail. The group puts together a thing, but it also needs Slow-Mo's crystal.
Yeah, well, if it means giving up this baby, then the deal is off. Overdone. Finito.
Yes, it certainly is.
This is the debut of Swindle, played by the late great Fred Willard. A great actor who's been around for forever, but I feel like most people these days either know him as Swindle, the live-action guy in WALL-E, or the teacher that said the very naughty word in the Boondocks episode.
The name's Swindle. I'm what you might call an intergalactic arms dealer. This baby's gonna be worth a fortune in the upcoming Decepticon Autobot war.
B and Sari see them and do something about it. And it turns out that Slow-Mo's crystal is an Allspark piece. So Swindle kills the rest of the S.U.V. And before Slow-Mo can use the crystal on him, he uses a shield which he got from the VOC of Nexus Zero. This is a direct reference to the VOC, the aliens from Beast Wars, and Nexus Zero is presumably their home planet. So that means the VOC are canon to animated, which is wild. So B just finally calls the rest of the team. As Swindle remembers he has a tractor beam, so he kills Slow-Mo, finishes his giant slow-motion machine, and calls Megatron.
Megatron, you old warmonger! I can't tell you how tickled I was to learn that my favorite customer was still online. You look great, by the way.
Swindle got Meg's number from Lockdown. I guess Lockdown was leaving Earth and then Swindle was coming near, and they just kind of met in between. So Swindle's trying to sell this EMP machine, Sora comes up with a plan to use her key to get into Pal Tower with the S.U.V, and I guess the tower can project force fields over others because this is also the last appearance of the Secretary Bot. Swindle squares up, and Professor Princess hits him with the Pan flag. It's super effective. So Sora uses her key to mess with the machine to get the crystal back, but oh yeah, she's dealing with villains. Swindle's not out of it yet, but before he can use the crystal on Optimus, B shoots him, and he zaps himself right back into vehicle mode in slow motion. And he pops a tire. Some lesson about teamwork makes the dream work. Fans don't arrest the S.U.V, and they're gonna haul away Swindle to be scrapped and sold for parts, which the Autobots are apparently okay with. This is a great episode. You can definitely tell Swindle is one of Derrick's favorite Transformers because this is honestly the best Swindle has ever been in all of Transformers. From his great design and voice and used car salesman attitude and all of his different gear, actually playing up Swindle's original characterization of being a weapons dealer. It's literally perfect. It's really clever of Swindle to realize the Autobots are running around, so he needs to hide and make humans do all the dirty work for him. The moral of teamwork makes the dream work's a little tacked on. Slow-Mo's an alright villain, and it's cool seeing Allspark fragments being used for other things, especially by humans. But this is also the last time we'll see any of these human villains. They definitely were planned to reappear, they made a whole base for them and designed another character to be with them. I never hated any of the human villains. It gave us a unique threat having these Ben 10 villains other than just a normal handful of Decepticons. But let's be honest, they're better off just dealing with the Decepticons. Overall, I'll give this episode an 8 out of 10. Swindle's design is literally perfect. It's G1 exaggerated, but it's also perfect for the character because he looks like a used car salesman. Just look at his face.
And what a face! Just check it out, all square. It's like you could just plug him right into Onslaught.
No way.
Check it out, he's got this wicked little self-assured smirk and looks like I think he's got a tie on as well. And what are those? Are they purple eyes? Oh, but they are. Yes, he's the Mace Windu of light piping. Face Windu?
His S.U.V Hummer mode is also pretty cool. Also, I probably should mention that video at the beginning of this video. It's from a Island of Rangoon review of the Transformers G1 episode, but it's archived on Dailymotion, and we'll loop around to what Isle of Rangoon is later. But this video is actually really interesting because it was filmed at BotCon, and it has some pretty notable people in Transformers in it. The 4 guys reviewing the episode include Derrick J Wyatt himself, internet personality Vangelus, one of the biggest, longest running, and still doing it toy reviewers, especially for Transformers, since I was a kid. And the 2 puppets are Sonny Jim and Starchable from the Isle of Rangoon. The Isle of Rangoon is a YouTube review and riff series featuring Greg Sepalek and Trent Troop. Sonny Jim is played by Greg and his fabulous hair. He's written a lot of Transformers stuff, especially fan stuff, and did art for BotCon, card art. Starchable is played by Trent and his fabulous hair. He's written a lot of stuff for Transformers as well, but most notably, he was one of the guys who worked on Theft of the Golden Disc. Everything is connected. But let me know your opinions down below, as well as hitting that like button and subscribing if you're new.